Think of a story that mixes pain, suffering, downfall, humiliation, but also resilience, mental strength, and one of the greatest comebacks in football history. This is the journey of Ousmane Dembélé, the player once called fragile glass at Barca, a failure lost in football who, against all odds, lifted the 2025 Ballon d'Or, 0026. Today you will learn, detail by detail, the path of the skinny boy from Normandy to the man who silenced the world. Music. Dembélé was born in Vernon, a small town in Normandy. The son of immigrants from Mauritania and Senegal, he grew up in very humble conditions. Football was always his passion, but the journey was far from easy. 0058. He was too skinny, physically fragile, and many coaches didn't believe he had a future. It was at Rennes, the club that trusted him from the start, that his talent began to take shape. In the 2015 to 2016 season, at just 18 years old, Dembélé was promoted to the first team and quickly made an impact. 118, 12 goals, and 5 assists in 29 League One matches. Rapid dribbles, absurd changes of direction, and boldness reminiscent of the great stars. He was voted the league's breakout player in his very first season, and suddenly all of Europe was watching that boy as a player of immense potential. In 2016, Borussia Dortmund won the race and signed Dembélé for €15 million, 0150. Under the command of Thomas Tuchel, the Frenchman made a definitive leap in the 2016 to 2017 season, 10 goals, and believe it or not, 21 assists in 49 matches. He formed an explosive partnership with Aubameyang and Pulisic, lighting up the Bundesliga. In the German Cup final against Eintracht Frankfurt, Dembélé scored a stunning goal, helping Dortmund secure the title. 216. With his strong performances, he was voted the Bundesliga's best young player that season and entered the radar of Europe's biggest clubs. The skinny boy from Normandy was already considered a priceless gem. In 2017, Barcelona lost Neymar to PSG and decided to invest heavily in Dembélé, €135 million. 241. The second most expensive signing in football history at the time. Expectations were that he would be Neymar's natural successor in the MSN trio. But what seemed like the beginning of a glorious era turned into a nightmare. In his debut against Getafe, he suffered a torn thigh tendon, months out, and that was only the beginning of a nightmare spell at Barcelona. 0304. Between 2017 and 2023, Dembélé endured over 15 different injuries, muscle problems, ruptures, relapses. In total, he spent more than 700 days sidelined. It was as if every time he got back up, destiny knocked him down again. On top of that, he was harshly criticized by the Catalan press for supposedly lacking the discipline to be a top-level Barcelona player. 0335. He was often called out for missing or arriving late to training sessions and for staying up all night playing video games. Even so, whenever he managed to play, he showed flashes of brilliance. Dembélé always had immense technical quality, even in his darkest times. 0355. A player combining pace, skill, and a clean strike with both feet. He may well be the true definition of ambidextrous in modern football. Despite 6 years at Barca, he managed only 185 matches, scoring 40 goals and delivering 43 assists. He collected 3 La Ligas, 2 Copa del Reys, and 2 Spanish Super Cups, but was never the protagonist in any of them. 426. For Dembélé, the pain was no longer just physical, it became psychological. He knew he had talent, but he couldn't prove it. To many Barca fans, his most memorable moment was ironically a missed goal. The Champions League semi-final in 2019, Barca 3-0 Liverpool at Camp Nou. 454. Messi laid him a perfect pass, one-on-one with Alisson, and he missed. To this day, he is remembered for that moment, because in the second leg, Liverpool overturned the tie 4-0. Things might have been very different if Dembélé had buried that chance. With so many problems at Barcelona, he was seen as a wasted promise. 0517. Meanwhile, other talents of his generation shone. Mbappé at PSG, Haaland exploding at Dortmund, and later at Manchester City, Vinicius Jr. rising at Real Madrid. For many, Dembélé's career was practically over at just 27 years old, 0542. But in 2023, everything changed. PSG decided to take a chance, paying €50 million to sign him from Barcelona. The reaction? A lot of skepticism, divided fans, and doubt from the French press. At first, he was benched, fighting for space, but behind the scenes, he worked in silence. 606. He strengthened his body, changed his eating habits, hired personal physiotherapists, and slowly, his body responded. The injuries simply disappeared. With health restored, his confidence and natural talent finally shone through. After a promising first season, it was in 2024 to 2025 that everything clicked. With full support from teammates and coach Luis Enrique, Dembélé became the best player in the world. 641. A perfect year, 35 goals and 15 assists. He helped PSG win Ligue 1, the French Cup, and, unprecedentedly, the Champions League, scoring crucial goals along the way against Liverpool, Manchester City, and in the final against Inter Milan. 704. Even without scoring in the final, his tireless work off the ball transformed him from a winger into almost a false nine. He was crowned best player of both Ligue 1 and the Champions League that season. Dembélé was no longer glass. He was a complete star, the protagonist of the world's best team. 731. September 22nd, 2025, Paris. Ousmane steps onto the stage at the Ballon d'Or ceremony, the world watching. He is crowned the best player in the world. The auditorium erupts in applause. The boy once labeled a disappointment, a lost promise, was now number one. With tears in his eyes, he thanked his mother, his family, and all who never gave up on him. And he delivered the most powerful message of his career. 759. When everyone says you can't, that's when you must believe even more. Never give up. Dembélé is living proof that talent without health is not enough. But with resilience, hard work, and faith, pain can be transformed into glory. From a boy nobody believed into a hero immortalized. 823. Now tell me, what was the most emotional moment in his journey? Don't forget to share your thoughts. Music. So what did you think of Ousmane Dembélé's story of resilience? In your opinion, was his Ballon d'Or victory this week a fair one? Share your view on his career in the comments below. That's it. May God bless you all, and have a great week.